You can literally rewire your brain to attract more money, wealth, and abundance. If I can go from constant worry and anxiety and stress around money to becoming a decamillionaire by 41, then why couldn't you? Because at the end of the day, we all have the same brains. The difference are the inputs. And in this video, I'm going to share 8 Millionaire Mindset Affirmations that made all the difference from me. And I think if you apply these into your life, they could help you as well. If you've watched my stuff before, you know I'm a very pragmatic person. I'm a very pragmatic entrepreneur, but I'm also very woo-woo. There's a lot of spiritual stuff that I've had to learn over my journey that has really helped me make sense of the trials and tribulations of running a successful company. Our company, Healthpreneur, does 8 figures. I sold my previous business for multiple 7 figures. And what I'm sharing with you here is more of the spiritual, energetic stuff that I've had to learn along the way, because what I recognized was the grind and the tactical, pragmatic stuff alone wasn't really working, and it wasn't making me happy. And the thing I want to share with you is that you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. And if the journey is miserable, you're not going to get where you want to go. So it's really important to understand how to, number one, be mindful and aware of your thoughts, recognize, are they supporting you? And then second is being able to inject better inputs or better thoughts, better affirmations to literally rewire and recondition your brain and nervous system to not only attract more abundance, but to just feel better overall. Because I'm sure you understand that there's a physiological response that is very different when you feel stressed versus when you feel like everything is great. So without any further ado, you may want to write these down. Let's dive into these. So the first affirmation is this: I am a multimillionaire. I am confident, calm, and certain about money. Write this down and repeat it to yourself over and over again. Now, I know it sounds crazy, like we're gonna just repeat this stuff over and over again and it's gonna make a difference. You have to do some work as well. But here's the thing is when you start to repeat this over and over again, you start to feel differently. When you feel differently about how you see yourself in the world, you start to act differently. If I say I'm a multimillionaire or a billionaire, do you think how I see myself operating this world might be a little different than if I saw myself as a loser who couldn't do anything? You better believe it. So that's the first affirmation. Second one is my supply of money is infinite because I'm part of an abundant universe that is always expanding. This is a great one to use if you ever feel like there's not enough, like you're in a competitive marketplace and people are after your clients and there's not enough money to go around. The reality is that the universe is always expanding. And if the universe is always expanding, then that means that the pie that you have a part of is always expanding as well. The more you want, the more the pie expands. If you think about the smartphone industry, it never existed. And then it did. And then after the iPhone came out, Samsung had their version, Google had their version. And what did that do? It expanded the marketplace. So if you think about it from that pragmatic perspective, hopefully that gives you a bit of reassurance that we're not just limited by finite supply and demand curves, but the very fact that we are introducing new things into the market increases the demand for those very things. So by adding into, by wanting more things, by creating more supply, we create more demand. Pragmatic. Universal energetic principle is the universe is always expanding. So the more you want, the more the universe expands to give you what it is you want, because the universe is literally a holographic representation of what it is in our collective consciousness that we want to bring into reality. And the human experience is our way of experiencing the things that we want to achieve or enjoy spiritually. Okay, I know this is kind of getting a little bit woo-woo if you're into this stuff. I hope you are. Hopefully it makes a lot of sense. The third one, everything I want is coming to me now. If you are ever in a position where you are wanting something, what that is energetically telling the universe is that you don't believe it's already here. And you can't achieve what it is you want from a place of wanting. Because in the universe, how this works is there is what you have and what you don't have. And when you come from a place of lack, i.e. don't have, you only ever attract more things to reinforce that energy, or that frequency or that vibration. So when I say everything I want is coming to me now, what I'm thinking of, the mindset I'm in, is whether it's money, whether it's, amazing team members or clients or whatever it is, I know that stuff is already on its way. Like, it's not like, where are they? No, like they've already got on a plane, they're flying over, they're just not here yet, but I know they're on their way. And I've used the example of like putting in an order at a restaurant before. If you put in an order at a restaurant, you don't question whether the food is coming. It's coming, right? You know that if you order a burger and fries, the burger and fries is coming. Now, obviously some restaurants are a bit faster than others, but it's not like you go back in the kitchen, you're like, hey, did you get my order I want to make? That doesn't happen unless you're at a terrible restaurant. So the same principle applies energetically as when you place your order with the universe. You have to understand that the universe is obeying your commands. It's like a genie in a lamp.
And you don't just have 3 wishes, you have an infinite number of wishes.
Everything I want is coming to me now. Believing that what it is you want, the money, even if you're looking at your bank account and you're not happy with what you see, or you're looking at your current situation, you have to put yourself in an energetic space where you know with 100% conviction that what it is you want is on its way. And you have to hold that belief and that conviction as much as you possibly can. Because the only thing that stops you from getting what it is you want is your lack of belief about why you can have it, or the doubts that you have in that process. So if you want what it is you want, raise your certainty. That's the most important piece of this. Number 4, this is a fun one. Money falls into my lap. The money always comes, and I always have more than enough. So instead of saying I never have enough, nothing works out for me, what if you just said and believed over and over and over again, money falls into my lap. Money simply just pours into my life and I always have more than enough. Again, this is not going to make a difference in the slightest if you repeat this once. This is stuff you have to repeat to yourself several times a day, over and over and over again. And you have to beat it into your nervous system so you actually believe it. A belief is simply a thought that you've thought thousands of times, right? That's becoming ingrained in your being. And that's what we're doing here. In fact, keep watching. Toward the end of this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple ways of embedding these affirmations and these beliefs into your nervous system so that you can more easily apply them and live them in your life. So if money falls into my lap, the money always comes, and I always have more than enough. Okay? Number 5, I am a money magnet and an excellent money manager. Money pours into my life and I manage it like a pro. I'm a money magnet. Just think of that. Like if you're in a meditative state or just walking around, just go for a walk. How I do this is I'll just go for a walk and I'm just preaching this stuff to myself. I'm a money magnet. I'm an excellent money manager. Money pours into my life. I manage it like a pro. Because what happens is we all have default ways of thinking under stress. And what ends up happening in those moments is the true you comes out. So as an example, I was working out yesterday with my trainer, and it wasn't a session, I was gassed. It was harder than normal. And I was noticing my thoughts during that session, and there was moments where it was going into the, I can't do this, I don't wanna be here. And I immediately changed my thinking. I caught it, I'm like, I can do this. Everything I need is within me now. I got this. And this is why it's important to condition yourself with these types of affirmations, is because in moments where you might fall back into conditioning or habitual ways of thinking or stress, the default is gonna be what's already been baked in here, which a lot of times is coming from other people's shit, okay? So we have to do the active work and embedding this stuff in our mind. How about this one? Everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I touch turns to gold. Whether I'm buying real estate, whether I'm buying stocks, no matter what happens in the economy, no matter what is going on in the world, everything I touch turns to gold. Everything. That's a fun belief to have, right? But is it true? It's true to you if you believe it. It doesn't matter what other people think. Your world is a reflection of what's up here. So your reality is different than my reality because my reality starts up here as does yours. And so what you project into the world might be very different than me. What I'm giving you here are maybe some more empowering scripts so that the movie that you see that's your life is a little bit more of what you want. This one's awesome if you're a service-based entrepreneur, if you're someone who cares about helping other people. Okay, this one was really profound for me. Is I deserve to be rich because I add massive value to other people's lives. If you ever question why you should be deserving of more wealth, then just use this. I deserve to be rich because I add massive value to other people's lives. The more value you add to other people's lives, the more money you're gonna make. I deserve to be rich because I'm transforming people's lives. I'm making a huge difference. Just keep repeating this over and over and over again. You'll start to recognize this, and then you'll start to feel the worth. You'll start to feel worthy of making more money because you're helping people. You're making money in the service of others, not at their expense. And the final one, this is my favorite. All is well. All will be well, the universe has my back. This is like, if you can really understand and live this one, this changes the game for everything. Because no matter what it is you're going through, trials and tribulations, the metrics of your business is not working well, people not working out, clients leaving, whatever it is, if you can approach every situation with literally the Jamaican Rastafarian, it's Irie type of thing, your life will just be so much better, okay? Bob Marley, his famous song, don't worry about a thing, everything's gonna be all right. Like literally those lyrics. If you start to embody that, all is well, all will be well, the universe has my back. And again, our reality is a reflection of our internal dialogue here, right? Thoughts, the images that we use, etc. Your journey on this planet is to experience joy, happiness, fulfillment, growth, all that good stuff. And this is my belief, okay? But I think there's obviously some spiritual teachings out there that have resonated with what I'm sharing with you, is that we are here on this journey, and if our future self is ahead of us and it exists in a spiritual form, it knows, because it exists, that everything's fine. There would not be a future version of us if everything was not fine. I know this might be getting a little bit convoluted here, but if you understand that there's a future version of you who's already been through what you're going through and is just on like the other side of the line, just see that person and be like, hey man, just keep going. Everything's good. I'm over here. We're fine. We're good. It's all good. It's going to be good, right? If you take that Zen approach, no matter what it is you're going through, there's just this sense of calm. And I think that's probably the best way I can describe this, is this kind of Zen-like calm. And I talk with this about this with my clients a lot, because I think in business, when you have not been in the trenches for a very long period of time, it's very easy to freak out. It's very easy to be like, why is it happening yet? Why is this? You know, why? It's like we're looking for this overnight miracle when it's like, dude, it takes some time. Like the journey is like this. But even still, everything's great, man. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Everything you're going through right now is perfect, because it's going to help you become the person you need to be to get to this level. And so no matter what your financial situation is, all is well. All right now is well. I don't care if you're $35,000 in debt, $100,000 in debt, you're in a terrible situation, living on the street, all is well. All will be well, because the universe or God has my back. I think faith is a big piece to this kind of tranquil Zen-like approach. If you know that God or the universe or whatever higher power you believe in is here to support you, then you have nothing to worry about, because we are all basically created in the image and likeness of that higher power. So if you had kids, right? If you have kids, are you going to do everything you possibly can to protect them and take care of them as a parent? Yeah. So if we are the kids of the higher power, why would we not be protected by this omniscient, omnipresent power at all times? And if you have that belief, at least for me, it's given me a tremendous amount of tranquility compared to back in the day when I was stressing about everything. Why isn't this happening? Where's the money? We're not going to make it. Now it's just like, there's no good or bad. For me, there's no good or bad. It's neutral. We have a huge month in sales. The next month is going to be even better. The next month is going to be even better. Or if we have a bad month, it doesn't matter to me. It's all the same. It's all good, because it's all supposed to happen. And it's only getting better because that's my belief. And if my belief shapes my reality, then that's my reality. And I want that to be your reality as well. So these 8 Millionaire Mindset Affirmations, these are eight that I've used, pretty consistently. And I want to share 3 specific ways that I've used them to embed them in my psyche, if you will. So then the first way actually is very simple, is write these down in a Google Doc. And I'll actually show you a copy of this if I can. There we go. See, this is a laminated piece of paper. Now I have it tucked away in my drawer because I don't refer to it that much anymore, because I kind of know this stuff. You can see, obviously, there's way more than 8 here, but I printed this off. So in a Google Doc, typed this stuff out, printed it off, went to like a Kinko's or Home Depot, whatever, Business Depot, got it laminated, and literally kept it by my computer. You can put it up on your wall. This stuff you have to bake into your being. Like, you just have to repeat it over and over and over and over. Did I say over and over? Over and over and over again. Morning, midday, lunch, dinner, before you go to bed, when you wake up in the middle of the night, first thing in the morning. If I were to wake you up at 3 in the morning, you're like, cool, awesome, I got it, right? This has to be your way of thinking. This has to be your way of being. So print it off, laminate it if you want to, whatever. You can also create a version. I had a smaller version created for my wallet. So the size of a credit card, I would take my top affirmations, I'd print them off, put it into a laminated, version of that for easy reference throughout the day. Second thing is using GarageBand, because I'm on a Mac, I would record myself speaking these affirmations. So I literally created an audio for myself. I'm a multimillionaire. Money flows into my life easily. Like all that kind of stuff. I would just repeat it over and over and over again, and I'd record it, save it as an MP3 file, put it on my phone, and then when I go for a walk or when I'm meditating or whatever, I would listen to it over and over and over again, okay? If I'm working out, etc. And then the third way is, again, this is a little bit more of a mindfulness approach, is just being very aware of your thoughts and catching yourself. So when you're thinking stuff that doesn't empower you, that doesn't move you forward in the right direction, you have to catch yourself and change. Okay, cool. Thank you. I acknowledge that thought. I don't want to give it any more attention. I'm going to replace it with this instead. And the more you do that, number one, the more you're aware of your thoughts. Number two, the more you start to recondition how you're responding to various situations. And because of the fact that you're just constantly infusing these new inputs, these new affirmations, you start to slowly but surely recondition and rewire your brain in the way that's going to support you from an energetic vibration perspective. So you're more attractive to wealth, but also from a physiological perspective, like the human side of things, you just feel better and happier on a daily basis. And considering how much mental health has become an issue in the past couple of years since lockdowns, this is more important than ever. But I want you to understand this, and I'm not making light of mental health, but no one is forcing you to think what you're thinking. You have 100% ownership of your thoughts. And if you don't like what's going on in your life, you have to change that. And it starts by changing what is up here. I hope these affirmations resonate with you. Before you leave, subscribe. We've got more videos on this stuff, including how to manifest your best life. If you're into the woo-woo stuff, but you're also an entrepreneur who really wants to grow some awesome stuff, the next video, I'm going to show you how to manifest your best life this year and beyond. I'm going to walk you through the exact process I've used to go from poverty line, living there for a number of years, to becoming a decamillionaire by the age of 41, helping hundreds of thousands of people through my businesses in the process, and really just loving my life, right? And I'm not sugarcoating the fact that I've had ups and downs, which I have, but it's all about the perspective that we have and the meaning we give to those situations. So if you want to create and live an amazing life, watch the next video, which is somewhere over here, and I look forward to seeing you in that one.